What's going on, everyone? It's time for another film review. Today, we're actually going to do a viewer request, and we're going to talk about a sci-fi thriller melodrama, I guess you can call it, from 1969. Today, we're going to talk about The Illustrated Man. Yeah, I actually bought a copy of this. So yeah, a lot of when I looked up, I don't. Well, first I never really heard of this movie, so I thought it was cool to check out and looked it up. A lot of people are saying negative things about it though, but I'm always open-minded because it appears I like a lot of things that most people don't. But that's the way art is, right? You gotta view it the way you see it, and not how through others, unlike half the world. Anyways, yeah, The Illustrated Man. This was released by Runner Brothers 7 Arts Films, March 26, 1969. It was produced by Ted Mann. Uh, Produced and written by Howard B. Kredensky. Howard B. Kreisek. I don't know. I might have butchered that. And it was directed by Jack Schmidt, who also did Airport 1975, Harper, Midway, Damnation Alley. He's done quite a few films and stuff from the 70s, 80s, and 60s. So, yeah. But yeah, The Illustrated Man. Well, this is sort of like an anthology film with an interesting wraparound. So, a young lad is walking through the woods and comes across basically a guy with a full pile of tattoos who tells him this really weird stories of claiming that he's from the future and that he came across a witch who gave him all these tattoos, where he basically goes and lives it, and each one tells a story. So they see like a lion head. So he goes and tells them about the futuristic area where there's like a lion and stuff. There's the story of two spoiled children turn playtime into slay time. Uh, yeah, that was a really weird, slow one. Shipwrecked astronauts wander across the planet cursed by the long rain. Yeah, that one actually reminded me a lot like a Star Trek episode, and I actually really got into that one. I really liked the characters and how they were in that one. I thought that one was probably one of the more well-constructed tales in this. But yeah, and then there's loving parents to choose their fate when the end nears, which is sort of like a futuristic, apocalyptic sort of setting. Now, that one has the most dramatic stuff in it, and the acting in that was actually really good, and I really liked the way they portrayed it and everything in that segment. And then finally, there was everyone of the yeah, so yeah, and then yeah, each one has a story, and yeah, the wraparound of The Illustrated Man I thought was probably the more dull points of it. They definitely try to make it a little more thrilling and stuff. They have like a little corgi, I think it is, there, and you think he kills it or something, but it actually just goes nuts. And yeah, but like he meets a witch, and that was kind of odd and dysfunctional. But maybe if I watched this on acid, it might have been a little bit better. But for the most part, I thought this film was okay. I didn't think it was the greatest thing. It's a little slow and dull in parts, especially in the first story with the lions and stuff. I liked the way it was shot, and the way it was acted was pretty well done. And there wasn't really very many special effects or anything in it. And it had some like very Stanley Kubrick, like early Stanley Kubrick vibes, like 2001: A Space Odyssey sort of feels like that in some segments. But for the most part, I thought it was decent enough. By no means I don't think this film's perfect or anything, but I think it doesn't deserve the really bad rap most people are giving it. I still think it's watchable, and it's still an interesting concept. I know it's based on a book, but I hear it's very different, except for one of the stories is like pretty much all of the same dialogue. But yeah, but overall, Illustrated Man I thought was not that bad of a film compared to like what most people are saying. I thought it was actually pretty unique and more of an artsy type of film. So if you're not into those, this one's probably not for you. Don't go in thinking it's going to be like Alien or something like that. But yeah, it does have good acting and good cinematography, and overall, I think it's a little bit better. So I'm going to give this film a 2.5 out of 5. I thought it was amusing enough. So yeah, but if you want to check it out, I'll link the trailer at least down below, because I don't think it's on streaming anywhere. And yeah, make sure you also check out my Instagram. That's linked down below. That's where I always post clips of films and reviews in the future on my stories. You have the film hashtag, the subject of film and hashtag, so you're aware of it. Also, my letterbox is down below. Derek reviews. That's where I post my first star already right after watching the films. And my Twitter's down below. I have reviews on Derek. So on those platforms, stay with this channel. Like this video, share it to more people wherever. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. And if you have any other films or film franchise in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can and if I can find them. Make sure you subscribe. Hopefully we'll find something weird, obscure, and odd that you probably never thought of checking out together. And also hear my opinions on popular film stuff, come out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. Don't forget to ring that bell because, well, we're going to talk about another Netflix original in the next one, an action comedy called The Outlaws. So make sure you tune in for that. Watch out for all those tattooed weirdos telling us all the sacred stories that witches put on them. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.